Unit 7, Target 7. I can identify LCM and GCF of a set of numbers. LCM stands for least common multiple. This is the smallest non-zero multiple of two or more numbers. If we look at 16 and 24, there are two different ways we can do this. We can list all of the multiples of 16 and list all of the multiples of 24 until we find the first one they have in common. So 16 times 1 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. 16 times 3 is 48. 16 times 4 is 64. And I could keep going on. Then I take 24. 24 times 1. 24 is my first multiple. 24 times 2 is 48. 24 times 3 is 72. And I could continue that out. Now I stopped already because I noticed that I already have a common multiple. This is my first multiple they have in common, 16 and 24 have in common. So my LCM, or my least common multiple of 16 and 24, is 48. We could use the cake method, as we've seen in class, on this problem also. If we put 16 and 24 underneath a division bar, and now I need to find a common factor. I need to find a number that can go into both 16 and 24. Well, they're both even, so I know 2 could go into them. 2 goes into 16 8 times, and 2 goes into 24 12 times. Now I look at 8 and 12 and I say, okay, is there another number that goes into both 8 and 12? Well, they're still both even, so I make another layer to my cake. Put 2 out in front. 2 goes into 8 4 times, and 2 goes into 12 6 times. And again, 4 and 6 are even, so I can make another layer. 2 will go into both of these. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Now when I look at 2 and 3, there is not a number besides 1 that can go into both 2 and 3, so my cake is finished. So to find my LCM, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out here, and I'm going to multiply all of these numbers on the outside. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, 16 times 3 is 48. So we can get our least common multiple that way also. Now, greatest common factor, this is the largest factor two or more numbers have in common. To find the greatest common factor of 16 and 24, I'm using the same numbers. Factors are the numbers that can go into 16 and 24. So when I list my factors of 16, I'm thinking to myself, well, I know that 1 times 16 is 16. So that means that 1 and 16 are factors. So I'd list 1 here, and I'd come over here and list 16. Now another way I can get to 16 is to do 2 times 8. So 2 and 8 are also factors. 3 does not go into 16. 4 does, though. I could do 4 times 4, and I get 16, so 4 is also a factor. Now my 4 is repeating, so I know that I can stop. I have all of my factors. I can do the same thing for 24. Think about numbers multiplied together that equal 24. I have 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, and 5 doesn't go into 24, so I know that I have all of my factors. So I just start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24 are my factors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Now this is greatest common factor, so I've listed my factors. Now the ones I have in common are the 1, 2, 4, and 8 go into both of 16 and 24. So my greatest common factor is the 8. Now you can use the cake method for finding greatest common factor also. So we've got 16 and 24. We set it up the same way. 16 and 24 are both even, so let's do 2. 2 goes into 16 8 times. 2 goes into 24 12 times. Now I know 4 goes into both 8 and 12, so I could do that instead of 2 if I wanted. 4 goes into 8 twice. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Now with least common multiple, I took all the numbers. With greatest common factor, you just take the factors that are in common, the ones that I could pull out of both of those, and you multiply them. 2 times 4 equals 8. So my greatest common factor of 16 and 24 is 8.